The wind screams, a sound that claws at the soul, carrying the voices of the lost. It's a primal cry, a lament echoing across the vast expanse of the ocean. Listen closely, and you might just hear whispers carried on its breath, tales of sailors swallowed by the sea, of ships dashed against unforgiving rocks. The wind is a constant reminder of the power of nature, a force that can both create and destroy in equal measure. Imagine standing on a ship's deck, the wood slick beneath your feet, rain and salt water stinging your face, surrounded by a churning abyss. The waves rise like mountains, threatening to engulf you with every passing moment. The air is thick with the smell of salt and fear, and the only sound is the roar of the storm. This is the west coast of Vancouver Island, a place of breathtaking beauty and unforgiving danger, the infamous graveyard of the Pacific, a name whispered with dread by mariners for generations. For centuries, this coastline has claimed countless ships, their stories lost to the depths, its reefs and currents a deadly trap, lying in wait for unsuspecting vessels. The ocean here is a fickle mistress, capable of both serenity and savage fury. Tonight, January 20th, 1906, a night etched in maritime history, the storm is a monster, a raging beast unleashed upon the sea. Waves like rolling hills crash over the bow, each impact a thunderous blow against the hull. The ship groans under the strain, its timbers protesting against the relentless assault. Hundreds of ships lie in watery graves here, silent witnesses to the ocean's power, but one name echoes above all, the SS Valencia, a name synonymous with tragedy and loss. The graveyard of the Pacific is more than a nickname, it's a chilling testament to the sea's unforgiving nature. It's a grim reality, a place where dreams are swallowed and lives are extinguished. Unseen rocks, lurking just beneath the surface, sudden fog and violent weather conspire to create a perfect storm of maritime disaster. Make this coast a labyrinth of danger, a treacherous maze where even the most experienced sailors can lose their way. For the Nuu-chah-nulth people, this is a place where the spirit world and the physical world nearly touch, a realm of ancient power and profound mystery. They have long understood the respect this coast demands. Into this maelstrom sails the SS Valencia, a vessel carrying hopes, dreams, and unsuspecting souls, a passenger steamer lost in storm and fog, battling against the elements, her captain desperate for bearings, fighting to keep his ship and passengers safe. The ship inches blindly through darkness, its fate hanging in the balance, every creak a warning, a sign of the immense pressure the ship is under. They are alone, a fragile bubble of life in a hostile expanse, surrounded by the relentless power of the ocean, sailing straight into a deadly trap, unaware of the horrors that await. The graveyard is waiting, patient and hungry, ready to claim another victim. The SS Valencia was no grand liner, like the opulent ships crossing the Atlantic. It wasn't known for its luxurious accommodations or its speed. Instead, it was a workhorse of the Pacific, a sturdy vessel built for the demanding routes along the western coast of North America. It was a reliable, if unremarkable ship. On this particular voyage, the Valencia was carrying over 100 passengers north, men, women, and children, all with their own hopes and dreams for the future that lay ahead of them. They were oblivious to the impending doom. The journey began uneventfully, under clear skies and calm seas. The passengers enjoyed the fresh air and the stunning views of the Pacific coastline. Little did they know the tranquility wouldn't last. But as the ship passed Cape Mendocino, a notorious stretch of water known for its unpredictable weather, the skies darkened, and the weather turned violent with alarming speed. The wind howled, and the waves began to swell. Captain Johnson, a seasoned mariner, battled a storm that quickly escalated into a full-blown tempest. He fought valiantly to maintain control of the ship, his experience and skill put to the ultimate test. The relentless storm seemed to deliberately drive them toward Vancouver Island's deadly coast, a treacherous landscape of jagged rocks and hidden reefs that had claimed countless ships over the years. Blinded by torrential rain and thick, impenetrable fog, the crew became disoriented and lost their way. Visibility was reduced to near zero, making navigation incredibly difficult. To make matters worse, navigational tools failed, rendered useless by the storm's fury. Compasses spun wildly, and other instruments gave erratic readings. With their instruments unreliable, they relied on dead reckoning, a dangerous gamble in such chaos, estimating their position based on speed, time, and course, a method prone to error in the best of conditions. Unbeknownst to the crew, powerful currents intensified by the storm pushed the Valencia far off course, further compounding their navigational woes. The currents were relentless, pushing the ship straight toward the unforgiving rocks of Pachina Point, a place that spelled doom for many a vessel. On board, as the storm raged outside, concern turned to dread among the passengers. Whispers of fear spread through the cabins and hallways. The ship was battered mercilessly by towering waves, each impact sending shudders through the vessel. The groaning hull protested under the immense strain. Passengers huddled together for comfort, seeking solace in shared fear, acutely aware of their vulnerability against the overwhelming power of the sea. With every crash of the sea against the ship, hope faded a little more, replaced by a growing sense of despair. The situation was becoming increasingly dire. Then at 11:20 p.m., as the storm reached its peak, disaster struck with brutal finality. The moment of truth had arrived. A deafening screech of metal on rock echoed through the ship. The Valencia had struck a reef, its hull grinding against the unforgiving stone. The hull was torn open like paper, and icy water rushed in with terrifying speed, flooding the lower decks and threatening to overwhelm the ship. The engines, already struggling against the storm, finally died, plunging the ship into complete darkness and unleashing a wave of unadulterated terror among the passengers. The Valencia was mortally wounded, its fate sealed. It was now firmly impaled on the rocks, a helpless victim of the storm's fury and the treacherous coastline. But the nightmare was just beginning for those on board, as they faced the terrifying prospect of survival in the face of the raging storm and the rapidly sinking ship. The Graveyard of the Pacific, as this stretch of coastline was known, had claimed another victim, adding the SS Valencia to its long list of maritime tragedies. For over 36 hours, survivors clung to the wreck exposed to the storm, praying for rescue. The whistle was their only hope, echoing across the water. It was a vigil of terror as the sea claimed lives one by one. Lifeboats smashed or capsized instantly. Every escape attempt seemed doomed. The ship's whistle shrieked into the storm, a desperate cry for help lost in the wind. Passengers clung to rigging as waves swept the deck. Impact brought chaos, darkness, panic, and the ship tilting dangerously. Water flooded the lower decks, driving everyone higher. The rescue effort was a race against time and the storm. Valencia's distress signals were finally noticed, and rescue ships arrived, but the seas were too violent to approach. On shore, a rescue party hacked through rainforest to the cliffs, only to find themselves helpless, watching from above. The fate of the women and children was heartbreaking. A lifeboat loaded with them capsized instantly. None survived. Despair set in. No woman or child would be saved. When the storm eased, rescuers found devastation. The Valencia was broken in two, decks swept clean. Of over 170 aboard, only 37 men survived. The rest, including all women and children, were lost to the graveyard. The cries faded, replaced by the mournful surf. The legend was just beginning. The ship was gone, but her ghost refused to leave. The graveyard's phantom fleet had a new flagship.
These stories persisted for decades, making the Valencia a fixture of Pacific Northwest folklore.
The most chilling tale, phantom lifeboats filled with skeletal figures seen rowing near Pachina Point. In 1910, fishermen claimed to find a Valencia lifeboat in a sea cave, skeletons still aboard, only for the cave to be empty when they returned.
The loss of all women and children gave the event a weight that fueled ghost stories for generations.
Local Nucha North traditions speak of spirits lingering where tragedy strikes. The Valencia's wreck left a mark.
In the aftermath, strange stories surfaced. Mariners reported seeing a phantom ship, Valencia's silhouette, appearing in the fog, lights blazing, vanishing as quickly as it came. Today, Lifeboat Number 5 sits in the Maritime Museum of British Columbia, a tangible link to the tragedy. It's a ghost you can see, a mystery that refuses to fade. The ocean doesn't always keep its secrets.
The lifeboat became proof for believers, a message from the past, validating the ghost stories.
Some speculated it had been used and repainted, but no one came forward.
The discovery shocked coastal communities. How could a wooden boat survive nearly 3 decades in the Pacific?
For years, tales of phantom lifeboats were dismissed, until 1933, when one reappeared. Lifeboat Number 5 was found in Barkley Sound in remarkable condition, the name SS Valencia still visible. The allure of the sea is undeniable, a vast expanse that has captivated humanity for centuries. Within its depths lie countless stories, some rooted in fact, others shrouded in mystery. Historians meticulously seek facts, poring over documents and records, striving to piece together the events of the past. But there are those who look beyond the tangible, those who see proof of the supernatural in the unexplained phenomena that haunt our world. They seek answers in the whispers of the wind and the shadows that dance on the water. The truth, as it often does, lies somewhere in between, a delicate balance between verifiable accounts and the enduring power of human belief. It's a place where logic and imagination intertwine, where the known and the unknown collide. The story of the SS Valencia is a testament to this duality, a tale woven from a documented tragedy and a living ghost story. It's a narrative that continues to resonate, captivating our imaginations and prompting us to question the boundaries of reality. The Valencia leaves us with a question that lingers long after the details of the disaster are recounted. Do you see a shipwreck? A collection of broken timbers and rusted metal? A casualty of the sea's unforgiving nature? Or something more? A spectral echo of the lives lost? A haunting reminder of the fragility of human existence? Is it merely a scar on the sea? A physical wound inflicted by the forces of nature? Or a deeper, more profound mark that never truly healed? A constant source of sorrow and unrest? The graveyard of the Pacific, a treacherous stretch of coastline known for its unpredictable currents and unforgiving storms, has claimed many ships, sending countless souls to their watery graves. But among the countless wrecks that lie beneath its surface, the Valencia stands apart, a name whispered with a mixture of fear and fascination. It's the one the graveyard can't keep silent, the one whose story refuses to be forgotten.
Ghost stories from the sea, like the tale of the Valencia, serve a purpose beyond mere entertainment. They help us process trauma, allowing us to confront our deepest fears and anxieties in a safe and symbolic way. They are echoes of our own mortality, reflecting our vulnerability in the face of the vast and indifferent power of nature, echoing our fears of the unknown that lurks beneath the surface of our conscious minds.
Was the SS Valencia simply a tragic shipwreck? A maritime disaster that claimed the lives of over 100 people? Factually, yes, a confluence of unfortunate circumstances, a disaster born of severe weather, human error in navigation, and a tragically failed rescue attempt that left survivors stranded in the face of impending doom. But the story of the Valencia refuses to stay confined within the pages of history books, its tendrils reaching out to capture the imagination of each new generation. The phantom ship, a spectral apparition sighted years after the wreck, sailing through the fog as if defying its watery grave, ghostly cries carried on the wind, whispers of despair and anguish that echo across the waves, and the lifeboat's improbable return, discovered adrift with the remains of the lost crew, all push the tale beyond the realm of historical record and firmly into the realm of legend, transforming the Valencia into something far more than just a shipwreck. If you found this story compelling, please like, subscribe, and share. Let us know your thoughts or ghost stories in the comments below. We're always eager to hear your perspectives and learn about other maritime mysteries that have captured your imagination. Your support helps us continue to bring these fascinating tales to life.